Welcome back everybody. This video will be a continuation of the last video about left joins. So let's get right to it. We're going to be talking about right outer joins. Now the right outer joins work basically the same way as the left outer joins, but instead of the left table, it's going to be the right table that keeps all of the rows. Now if you don't know what I'm talking about, please watch the last video or two. That's going to solidify your knowledge and you'll be like ready to tackle this. Because I'm not trying to get you to watch my other videos, I'm trying to teach you something that's a requirement to understand this, and I don't want to have to reteach it all for the sake of one little concept. So let's draw this out a little bit. We have it to where we have two tables, a customer table, and a card table. So this would be like for a bank or something. And let's first see what a left join would do. A left join would take all of these customers, and then it'll take only the cards that have an associated customer and return those. So we'd basically connect the dots. And then we would get a join view, which is going to list all of the customers, but only the cards that have a customer. So it's just going to be like customer, list a card they have. And if they have another card, it's going to list that customer again, list the card they have. And we discussed that in depth in the last video. Well, for a right join, it's going to work the same way, except now it's going to do it for the other table. So we're going to have the same exact setup. We're going to have a customer and card table. And a card table. Now, if we set it up with a right outer join, it's going to take all of the cards, put them in the join table. So we'll have every single card, and then it will list the associated owner of that card. So, card, and then the customer. Now, there's something to consider with this. If we set it to where within the card table we have customer ID, we give that a column characteristic of not null, that might confuse you a little bit, because then every single card here is going to have an associated customer, which that's the whole point of the right outer join, or the left outer join for that sake, is to include the rows that don't have that association. So if it's set to not null, it's going to return them all anyways, whether you use the right outer join and so forth. You guys understand? Because basically, if we use the right outer join for this, it's going to return them all, but it's going to return them all anyways because every single one has an associated card. We'll discuss that more in the future, don't worry about it. Now there's something else to consider. This basically works the same exact way as the left outer join, except it's switched around. So, when we discussed in the last video how you could say which table was the left, right, where the from, so you have basically the form would be like select, maybe, and then you'd have like the columns first name, last name, and a card amount, or you could have, card amount, that's good. And then you have something that says like from. Well, the column that you put right here, or the table you put right there, is considered left when we're talking about this design stuff. So, in theory, you could switch it around to where a left join works the same way as a right join. You're just switching the direction of the tables. So, in practice, most people don't even use right joins. I'm only teaching you so you understand when you see one. Instead of using a right join, they'll often use a left join, and then they'll just flip the column, the tables, I'm sorry. So like this. You have your two tables, and I'll give you two possibilities that are going to give the same result. You could have your customer, and then the card, and you can use a right outer join, or you could have it to where you have, over here, you have the card and the customer with the same exact columns and same exact foreign keys. Nothing changed except in design you just switched the things, and when you make the SQL statement you're going to switch the location of the tables within that statement, but overall the function works exactly the same. And now you're going to use a left outer join. these are going to return the same exact thing. Because if you do this one, it's going to return all of these rows and the associated columns with those rows. If you do this, it's going to return all of those rows and all the associated columns with those rows. So either way, you're getting all the cards in part of the customers. See? So in practice, a lot of people only use left outer joins for consistency and clarity. So if someone else sees it, they already know it's a left outer join. They don't have to worry about left or right and then draw it out and get all confused. Most people just use left outer joins, but you can always use right outer joins if you really wish. That is up to you. So yeah, that's all for right outer joins. There's one other type of join which we have not discussed, and that's full outer join. Thanks for watching and subscribe.